Hey everyone, this is Post Editor Christopher here. I forgot to mention in the beginning of the video how this video was inspired by Monet's Money's cash envelope system for beginners. To watch her full series about how to do this, it will be linked in the description below, as well as a link to her channel. So go to subscribe to her and watch her videos. Her videos are very inspiring and amazing. Her videos also help me, as long as many other YouTubers here in the YouTube community, on how to get started about the budgeting system. So sorry to bring this video up first, but Post Editor needs to give what needs to be due. So enjoy back and watch the full video. We'll see you later, guys. Hey everyone, this is Christopher. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to learn how to budget like I did for the first time. If you'd like to know how I did that, please stay tuned. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads I send out, and also leave a comment. Okay, to get started budgeting for the first time, you have to figure out what you're spending, how you're spending it, and actually where it's going. So first step is to look at all your bills that you spend in a month, or 2 months, or 3 months. Look at how much you spend for food, gas, any category that's not like your not your fixed expenses. Look at how much you put to debt, and also look at how much you spend on other things. So the first step that I did was look at my transactions that I did for 2 to 3 months and kind of categorize them on where they go. So first off, let's make up a mock-up budget. So we will look at our bills. Okay. Our typical bills would be, if you own a house or rent an apartment, that's going to be either rent or mortgage. So that's going to be your first part. We'll just abbreviate. That's going to be your first expense. Next expense could be your car payment that you have if you have a car. Sometimes car insurance is due every month. Some people do it every year. Some people do it every 6 months, so you want to keep that in mind. Another expense can be your telephone, your cell phone, phone, house, if you have a landline, also a cell phone. Internet. If you have streaming services like Hulu, or if you do like cable, like Dish is another option that we have. And then your credit cards, and then if you still have student loans, would be another debt or bill that you do every month. So we'll take these important ones. Next step we have to do is list the due dates for them. So we'll list the due dates. And also we have to figure out how much we actually owe as well. So let's say, before we do due dates, let's do how much we owe. So let's say rent or mortgage is this. Oh yeah, I forgot utilities. Utilities is important. Utilities. Car payment, let's say your car payment's maybe $280. Car insurance every month is $100. Let's say your phone bill is $75. Internet, maybe $35. Hulu will say $13. Dish is say $150. Credit card, the credit card is like more of like a minimum balance, so let's say that's $35. Minimum balance for student loans is $125. And let's say utilities is $45. Next step is to grab the calculator to see how much you actually spend in a month. So 190 plus 280 plus 100 plus 75 plus 35 plus 13 plus 150 plus 35 plus 125 plus 45. So the total that we come up with is 1948. Let's double check my math there. 1090 plus 280 plus 100 plus 75 plus 35 plus 13 plus 150 plus 35 25 45 1948. Perfect. So let's say the due dates. Rent is usually due on the 1st of every month. Car payment, let's say your due date is the 15th. Car insurance is the 16th. Phone bill, the 18th. Internet, let's say the 11th. Hulu, the 6th. Dish, the 15th. Credit card, the 25th. 26th for student loans. And let's say utilities are towards the end of the month, that 27th. Yes, it's out of order, which is not a big deal. So we got that part. Next is so bills are considered more fixed expenses. Let's go into this question. What's the difference between fixed expenses and variable expenses? Fixed expenses is more where it's going to be the same exactly every single month for the most part, unless the person that you're paying rent to or any of these bills increase. It depends on what's going on. So these are going to be more your fixed expenses. Variable expenses, oops, that's fine. Variable expenses are expenses that will fluctuate or can be modified, that can be changed based on what you need, like on your needs for the month. Maybe you spend more one month versus another month. Maybe you can lower it if you have a smaller paycheck throughout the year. These are the ones that will take the cut if things go lower on your expenses, on your paychecks. Main one is groceries. Another one that's typically used is gas, and also spending. Okay, so let's say your grocery bill, if you have a family, it'll be probably higher versus if you're single. Well, this is more of a single person that we can see. So maybe they spend maybe $200 for groceries. Gas, $120, and spending maybe $200. So that should be $520 for the total on this one. $25. Yep. Okay. So once we figure this out, we need to calculate, take the 1948 for variable or fixed expenses plus your variable expenses, and our total for the month that we need is $24.68. That's what you'll need to make sure everything's all covered. If you do not make this, then something needs to either be eliminated from your fixed expenses, maybe eliminating like Dish. That could be one that can be eliminated since you already have Hulu. Maybe trying to find a more inexpensive car insurance could be another option. So these is where we can take chunks out, but also your variable expenses where you need to also figure out if, do I really spend $200 a month for groceries? Do I really spend $200 for spending? That's where we need to figure out. Otherwise, you might have to get like a second job or a side hustle to meet this expense. Okay? That's how we get started. Variable expenses will be more for like what we would call everyday spending as well. I use this as more of everyday spending. And let's say this person actually makes money. Let's say his actually monthly take-home pay after taxes is $3,000. Okay? So we'll take the total expenses. So we have 3,000 minus 24.68. So we're left with, I'm going to say left to budget, $532. This is where we would come into sinking funds. Sinking funds are kind of like mini buckets or savings accounts that you would use for your expenses that come less often. Sometimes you can even put your car insurance as a sinking fund, which I do, because I use mine every 6 months. Or car maintenance is another one that we do. So you have your oil change probably about every 3,000 miles or every 3 months, or 6 months if you have a different type of oil. So we can get started with, oops, I'm shaking the table. We can get started with sinking funds of those those aspects. Some sinking funds that I have, I'll bring up my little binder here, is the one I have is hair maintenance. Make sure we're in a frame. I have hair maintenance. Another a good one is like health and medical, car maintenance, car insurance, clothing, and then if you have hobbies or gaming is another option. Okay. So basically, you want to make sure your budget is more realistic and makes sense to you and your needs. And also make sure you have all your necessities paid off first. So now that we have a remaining budget of $532 here, now you're gonna ask, like, so how do I even get started with doing sinking funds, or do I need a lot of sinking funds to start out? You don't have to. You start with the minimum, maybe 3 to 4 sinking funds. I actually started out maybe with 3 to 4, and then I moved on or added more when I figured I needed more. And honestly, all you need to get started with it is just an envelope and a pen, and also possibly a sticky note. Because sticky notes are not that expensive. Neither are the envelopes and pens. I think all I spent possibly just to get started was maybe less than $5, which is not that bad. So all you need is an envelope, I'm going to bring out my example here. So I did car insurances for my first one. This is how, so basically you pick an envelope that you want. I did car insurance, okay. So now let's see, let's get to the point where how much do I actually stuff? Okay. Basically how to stuff the car insurance envelope is basically to see if you have 6 months. So let's say your car insurance is 6 months worth, and it's $600. So let me get a different piece of paper real quick. So our 6 months is $600. Okay. So depending on the date of your due date, so let's say it's March 1st, and right now it's almost December. We're in mid-November. Let's say you start in November. So you have November, December, January, February, and then the last payment is March. So that's 5 months. So take 600. We're going to divide it by how many months. Since we're starting in November, let's say we have 5 months. Okay, that gives us, divided by 5, $120. Okay, this is where it's gonna, sorry, I keep shaking the phone or the camera. This is where we're gonna get a little bit tricky, not tricky. This is where it gets a little different. If you're monthly, if you get paid monthly, then your monthly sinking fund is 120. If you get paid bi-weekly, then it's going to be divide the 120 by 2, which is 60. And if you get paid weekly, then you just divide that by 4, which you get $30. So this person gets paid bi-weekly. So we're going to divide this by 2. So he needs to put $60 per paycheck into his sinking fund. That's how we get the goal part. If you have a date for it. For car, so next example will be car maintenance. Maybe I don't have a exact due date for that one. Maybe you just have a goal in mind, possibly. Or you just want to stuff what you can. If you have an extra $50, let's say 1 month he only had $50, this may have to sacrifice, maybe after he does this and he only has $50 left over, and he has 2 more sinking funds, car maintenance may get half of that, maybe get all of it, maybe get, that's where it's kind of nice where you can fluctuate this amount. Minimum, I would say put maybe $10 in. Okay. So if he has $50 and he has only 2 sinking funds, maybe he has 4 sinking funds, maybe 5 sinking funds, I would just do $10. Okay, he has $40 left over. Maybe he has another fund for medical, and maybe he needs more medical needs, and he just puts the extra 40 in there, and that gives us 0. So that means we used all of our money for the month that he wanted to put for sinking funds. That's the basic parts to this for the sinking funds and cash envelopes. The fixed expenses, let's come back to that real quick. I know I'm kind of going all over here. If you feel like with this, is if you don't want to have your rent taken out all in once for one paycheck. Possibly if you get paid bi-weekly, split it in half. If you get paid weekly, split it into fourths. Make it easier so that you're not paycheck poor, where you have no money left over for these expenses here. That's my advice on that. No, I'm not a financial advisor. No, I don't know anything about finances. It's just what's been working for me based on the YouTube videos I watched on YouTube or budgeting videos. That's why what's nice about the cash envelope system is catered to you. It's simple. It's flexible. Is the word I'm trying to say. Flexible. So if you want me to go into more detail with this, leave a comment down below saying you do. If you don't, no worries. That is it for this video. Hope you guys liked it. Subscribe if you want to the channel for more videos. Leave a thumbs up if you liked it. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.